Hello, how are you?
Look who I brought. This is crooked. We are crooked. You told me it was good. It's crooked.
We are very honest people. We're not crooked.
Why is it crooked?
I don't know.
Hi. It's like...
Still just a bit crooked there.
Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's fine.
Okay. Because you know me and my OCD-ness. It's crooked! Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi. We'll start this over.
We're crooked.
No, we're not.
Okay. I still have a little bit of tea left, but it's cold.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I got me some vintage linen, and I'm going to maybe stencil while we chat with you. And we thought that tonight we would just do a chatty video, and maybe how about we do it about kind of how he started getting into this, because this was kind of weird how it happened. We're crooked. It's driving me crazy.
We are not crooked, honey.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll do this. No.
She's very OCD.
Maybe.
Whoa, that's in your face. There we go. That's a little bit better.
That's better?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
Now they can see us. All right. How do you like that? Ah! Oh, I thought he was going to lick me. That was already 2 minutes of us acting crazy. So I have this bread box I'm going to stencil on. Well, it's only going to take me a second. Well, actually, I'm probably not, because I don't have a stencil brush here. Anyway.
Yeah, everything is kind of
in the sink.
being cleaned out, yeah.
So, I don't know how many of you guys have been watching for a long time or watch my other channel. See what I'm going to do there?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's going to be way cool.
Okay, so originally I was trying to figure out how I was going to get out of the grooming business, because I had to have surgery on my hand. They took out a bone and took tendon and looped it through so that I can move my thumb, which is...
And you're finally, honestly speaking, you're getting that grit back.
I'm at, I would say, probably 95% back to normal.
Yeah.
But eventually I will have to have this hand done. And I just found out a couple days ago that I'm going to have a knee replacement.
Yeah, I mean, she's a faller.
I'm a faller. But it's not from falling. I had knee surgery about 15 years ago. I did fall, and my knee broke in 3 pieces, and they wired it back together. Anyway, the doctor told me at that time that I would eventually have to have a knee replacement. And it's getting to be about that time. She's never done that before. You better get her down right now, or she will think it's okay.
Shiva get down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shiva, ha ha ha, get down. She's never gonna know you mean it, honey.
She's the daddy's girl. Okay.
No.
She can stay right there.
No, she can't. She will think it's okay to be up here.
Okay, get down.
Down.
Get down. I'm a pushover. I love my Doberman.
That is the first time she's ever jumped up here.
She's mad.
I'm gonna go lock her in doggy jail.
No.
No.
She heard you.
No. Okay. Here we go.
Shiva, no.
Okay, we can't yell at the dog the whole time we're doing this video. We're 4 minutes and 39 seconds in, and we haven't even told them how this actually started. Okay, so I was trying to figure out a way how to get out of the pet grooming industry, and I decided I would open a tea room. And we were still going to have like some repurposed items for sale.
Oh, and honestly speaking, we were really stoked about that.
Yeah.
We were moving forward.
We had already talked to the property owner where my pet grooming shop is, and flew in to meet with us and showed us the space that he had available. It was a nice size space, and we were going to have...
Needed some renovation.
It definitely needed renovation. And we were going to have like couch areas. We're going to have all these different neat sitting areas that were going to be amongst all the things that were for sale.
Well, and not only that, we were looking at the backyard portion of it, and going into directions where we could have like different kinds of parties and that kind of stuff. And it did not resonate.
It didn't resonate because this is what happened. I went to buy some chairs from this lady, and I was going to use the chairs at the, we were going to have several table settings, and then we were going to have some couch settings and different things. We were going to have a book nook where people could come, and we were going to have a library of kids' books, and they could read to the kids or whatever. Anyway, I went to go buy these chairs, and I told the lady, because the lady did repurposing of furniture, and I told her what we were going to do. We were opening a tea room in downtown Littleton, and she goes, "Oh, you're going to compete with Coco?" I was like, "Who's Coco?" She goes, "Oh, you should look her up on Facebook. She's got this amazing tea room." Okay, so at this point, we had already purchased a lot of stuff we were going to put in this tea room. We had picked out the space. We had decided on a date, a goal date to open. And I go look up this Coco person on Facebook and about crapped my pants.
Well, and honestly speaking, I mean, no mistaken. I mean, we were not afraid about the competition. We were.
Honey, this lady has prima ballerinas dancing while people are having their tea. This lady has vintage cars brought in for brides to have their wedding photos taken with. I mean, she was doing absolutely everything that I wanted to do in my tea room. So I thought...
Okay, I wasn't afraid of it.
So I started thinking, well, she's very upscale. You have to book a reservation. Maybe I have a down low tea room, where you just like can come and just chill and do that.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, just, and you obviously can shop for things. Well, then I found out she was doing paint classes at her tea room. And I'm just like, okay, this is not going to work. So it's like, okay, plan B.
It was like the New England Patriots. It was kind of deflating. I'm sorry.
So I had to come up with a plan B. So I had already started watching some videos of repurposing furniture and had found Jamie Ray Vintage. And I started getting really intense with binge watching her and Zeb's videos. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. We could do that. So I approached Honey. It didn't take much convincing for me to explain to him that these two people quit. Jamie Ray was a mortgage broker, and Zeb was
worked at Discount Tire.
Service manager at Discount Tire, and they both quit their jobs and support a family with 5 kids and took a vacation to Hawaii and Paris within a 1-year time period. Something must be going right in the repurposing furniture industry. Mm-hmm. So I explained it to him, and I was like, look, this is how we're going to escape our real-time jobs eventually. Obviously not now. We're still too young to retire.
Wow, did you just tell me you were too young?
To retire.
Did you always tell me you were old?
I'm okay with the fact that I am going to be 56 next week. I'm okay
Which
with
is still
that.
very, very young, and she's very, very beautiful. Yeah, but when you do that,
What? I do that? So anyway, this was a plan. This was a goal. And as he has told me a number of times, I kind of get obsessed with things. I like to look at it differently in that when I take on something, I want to be successful at it, and therefore I put everything I got into it.
100%?
1,000,000%.
Really? That's crazy.
Why?
Because it's more like 2 million percent.
Okay, so anyway. So we got a storage unit. I started filling it up. Filling it up. Filling it up. Storage unit got full.
There's a good chance I was filling it up and she was telling me what to put in.
I was bringing the smalls. He was bringing the big stuff. So anyway. You know, we really didn't have a place to paint stuff, really. I mean, during the summer we painted stuff on the back porch, and we were like...
Started small, trying to
we were like...
get things rolling.
We're like, we need to get a building. So we started talking about getting a large building. That part of the building would be like a display showroom area, and then we make the back of the building like a work area. And we were like, yeah. So we started going around and checking out people that could put the buildings on our property, because he just didn't have time to build it. Could he build it? Absolutely, he could build it. But it would take too much time because he was working 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. So we found a great company, pretty great company.
Well, we'll leave it there.
Okay. Okay, wait. Ooh. And they came and put...
What was that? Oh. Okay, move
They
on.
put the back building up first, the work, kind of the... Oh, then we decided, I forgot. Then we decided, oh, why don't we split it up? Why don't we have a showroom building and a workshop building separate? And we had a pool in that back corner, and the kids didn't use it anymore. It was a pain in the butt for him to maintenance it every
And
year.
that pool took me a long time to build.
Well, he didn't build the pool, but he built the deck around the pool. And it did, and it took a long time, and it was terrible. But he had said, I am
It
not...
took a long time and it was terrible.
It was terrible. It was a lot of terrible work. It was
I
like
think
octagon
but I
shape.
think the deck turned out pretty nice.
No, I mean terrible, like it caused you a lot of stress because there was a lot more to figure out that octagon shape.
I'm not even worried about that. It took me about 6 months to build the deck around it. But the biggest thing about it was keeping the pool clean, trying to keep it warm, using different solar panels and that kind of stuff, and different pumps to pump in warm water to get the cold water to go away.
Anyway, I don't care about all those details.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I don't either.
we're going to get rid of the pool. And he was like, let's put a hot tub. And I was like, they don't make round hot tubs. That won't work. Besides, we don't need another expense. So I was like, what if we put one of the buildings there? And he was like, ding, 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 ding. You win. Great idea. So he had to dismantle the deck.
It took me 6 months to build.
And they had come and put the other building up. He was real happy with that.
I was.
Asked for the same guys to come do this one, but he wasn't home when they came to do this one. And they took advantage that a woman was there by herself. And I called him. And he came down here and thought he straightened them out, but they still didn't do exactly what he wanted. But anyway, it's still nice. Finished it out. Now, we don't even really need that as a showroom, so it's kind of just like storage for pieces of furniture.
Yeah, actually, I think that worked out best. I really do.
What?
That turned out more as storage than it did anything else because, you know, you've got your studio.
Yeah, got my studio.
I've
We
got
haven't
my
got there yet.
I've got my workshop.
Because the workshop was supposed to be our space together. We were both going to work in the workshop together. And he had been mentioning for quite a while how unhappy he was that nobody was using the playhouse that he had built for Rihanna. And Rihanna's hardly ever here. So I told Savannah, I said, look, talk to Rihanna. I told her if she doesn't come over here and use that playhouse ever, in 6 months, I'm going to make it into my studio. Spiders would get in there.
Oh,
and
freak out.
she would freak out. So anyway, it's
to be expected.
It's my
That's
studio.
Okay. She's a
It's
little
my
girl.
studio now. So I have my workspace. He has his workspace, and we have our storage space. So it's really good. When we had it set up as a display building, that's what actually the photos that I took when I had it all set up like it was a display building. Those photos are what got us into the Brass Armadillo. So
It served its purpose.
yeah.
For that split moment, it served its purpose.
So what happened was one of my customers owns the place at the mall where we have a little tiny space. And she has, I think, 3 or 4 booths at the Brass Armadillo. She's one of their top sellers. Well, she said, send me those pictures to my phone. So I sent the pictures to her phone. She sent them to the Brass Armadillo. Brass Armadillo called me and said, we're going to get you in. We're going to move you up on the list, and we're going to get you in probably within 2 to 4 months.
Is it that it was crazy because there was like a 2-year waiting list, right?
Yes. Yes. So I told him, I was like, look, in 2 to 4 months, we're going to be in there. We need to crank some pieces. We need to get things going. And
Oh yeah, and then she calls me at work saying, hey, I just got a phone call, and we have availability. We need to be in there by the end of the month.
3 weeks. We had 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
And we did pretty good. I mean, even he will admit, I was doing a majority of the small stuff. I was doing all the smalls. Do you want to get that?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
No, I'll be right back. So we got that. Where was I at? I totally lost my. How about we'll wait till he gets done with this phone call and then we'll come back. We're back. A lot of stuff happened while we were gone.
I just took a phone call. That was it.
A lot of information. So where were we? We got lucky, and the lady that is my customer got us into the Brass Armadillo. We had 3 weeks to get put together. I put together a plan for altering the booth because the booth was like just painted yellow. It had pegboard and it was hideous. And so, do not lick my lotion off of me. I put it on there because I wanted it on there. Not for you to have a dessert.
Anyway, she designed a plan to make this booth
Make it
very,
pop.
very, very farmhousey, very a subtle but inviting, very warm.
I created it in here, and he made it happen with these. So,
Actually, just these two because I lost these two in the process. But
I had the brains. He had the brawn.
okay, just kidding.
So anyway, I knew that we have a really good rapport on video. We play off of each other. We're pranksters, jokesters, and things like that. So I knew that growing a channel like Jamie Ray and Zeb have was something that we also had to do in addition to, just doing the stuff. And I knew that creating content was the way to grow the channel. And the channel has been growing rapidly in the past 2.5 weeks since I've been doing a video a day. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to be doing lots of videos, and this is why. And when I tell him, you know, oh, gained this many new subscribers this week, he's like, wow, that's really good. So, although this is a talky video and may not be as interesting to some of our newer subscribers, he's laughing at the dog. Yeah, we have two dogs. We have two dogs, but really, he only sees one of them.
Did you guys see me roll my eyes?
It's true. Oh, you know it is. Anyway.
So she's got a little fluffy dog, and I've got a dog.
I've seen the dogs before.
And I've got a dog. Ooh, look at that look. We got on video now.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the program here. So, we have the booth. One of the things, he has had a hard time, and he gets kind of, wait till you see where I'm going with this. He's been getting kind of annoyed with doing the vintage thing, and, you know, it was upsetting to me because I wanted it to be our goal and all this. But come to find out, it was really just his job that was causing him to be that way. And he just...
Can we explain why?
What do you mean?
Well, my job encompassed me to the point that I was working, you know, almost 70 hours a week. You know, in a 5-day work week. And
there was no...
I had no room for nothing.
No positive
reinforcement,
no nothing. The job was horrible. Treated him like crap. And when he got home, I treated him wonderfully and lovingly and fixed him lovely, wonderful dinners.
And she did.
But he would still be grumpy at me. And I was like, what is happening? How are we going to fix this? How do we fix this? So that what's going over there doesn't come in here. And we figured it out. Don't work there. Just don't do it. So, he's not going back there. And he's been stressed about it, and then relieved about it, and then
not. Yeah, I mean, whenever you dedicate
7 years,
a long time of your life to something, you know, it's kind of hard to just give that up in the matter of, you know, a couple of weeks.
But we're working on the letting go, and it's going to get better. And his new job, we're not going to announce his new job yet, but his new job is going to allow him to have normal working hours.
Weekends off.
And so that he can, and he's told me, he's like, I will dedicate more time to vintage.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't have any time. By the time I got home, it was dark, it was cold, I was exhausted.
And his garage has been, for lack of a better term, a shit show.
Really, you'd say that?
I would say that.
Huh. I would say Hurricane Katrina.
Like the Titanic when it broke apart and all the furniture went everywhere. That's how.
How about an F5 tornado?
There you go. Okay. So he's taking a week off between jobs. And
actually, it's going to end up to be 2 weeks. But.
Well, because of the Vegas vacation.
Well, yeah, and the way that everything was planned, which was very systematically planned.
Anyway, we're not going to go into those kind of details.
Okay, we're not.
So he's going to have another week off, which is going to give him the time to get his garage all fixed up and hopefully his workshop. And that too, I mean, it's like I've told him with my craft room, I can't create when my craft room is a shit show. So every time I finish a project, I clean up. And then I take all the stuff out for the next project. and I'm done with that, I clean up. And I'm going to try to help him get that way.
And I'm historically bad at it.
I'm actually terrified to go out into the building.
Don't do it.
Where you put the furniture.
Why?
Because I know how you do. You just like put it in.
Okay. We've already talked about this. You asked me not to do this, so I did it very systematically.
Ooh.
So if you would like to go out there and look at it before you make judgment, that would be kind of cool.
Okay. Erase that. I'll see and I'll let you guys know.
No, I'm sure she will.
If he gets a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But I would love to give him a thumbs up. Anyway.
Let's just play on this.
I don't know. This one doesn't go right. So anyway, that is pretty much our little journey from inception plan A to getting rid of plan A because Coco kicked my ass.
I wouldn't say that. I just.
She's a Russian lady, and she knows
nothing
about
to
tea.
do with that. I mean, honestly speaking, I just felt, at the time whenever you were talking to me about hey, let's move to a different direction, I don't feel that in any way that you felt intimidated or that we could not compete. What I do feel is that you were like, okay, instead of doing something like this, let's do something like this so that everything would move much smoother.
I like the idea of...
I just tried to give her a compliment.
He did. But I was terrified of that lady. He can tell you what he wants, but I really was terrified of that lady because she was doing it beautifully. And if we could figure out a way to do the furniture thing and not have to have a storefront, so if we can get the antique booth rocking, we can work from home and not have to go man a store. You know what I mean? Not have to drive to a business every day, go in there, be there 8 hours, blah, blah, blah.
That doesn't bother me. I've done it.
I know, we've done it. But if we could just be at home working and doing our repurposing here at home and just have to go to our store, the antique booth, once a week, wouldn't that be fantastic?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, that's years down the road, but that's the goal, that's the plan, and yeah.
And we'll keep you tuned in on my next adventure.
Yes, we'll let you know.
And I'm really, really excited about it. Really, really excited about it because it's right at my frontier.
All right. I think it's time for us to have dinner and watch a movie. What do you say?
Okay, ready? M-I-C.
See you real soon.
K-E-Y.
Why?
Because we like you.
We love you?
I was going to say love.
Mickey Mouse says, I like you.
Okay. M-O-U-S-C.
Don't know why
See
we
you
said
real
it.
soon.
Don't know why we said that part, but...
Well, you have to see you real soon.
Yeah, but the M-O-U-S-E?
Yeah, because see you real soon. The S-E.
Guys. Push the button. Push the button. No,